Come to Papa is a comedy sitcom that stars comedian Tom Papa. He also co-wrote the show. It centers around his life as a newspaper reporter who has aspirations to move out to Jersey and be a comedy writer. His wife Karen supports his dream and wants Tom to succeed. Former NBA player John Sally plays a mailman in the show, and he doesn't enjoy Tom doing the small talk every day, as he gets upset and just wants to do his job. Another main character is Tom's friend Judah, who has an interesting way of looking at things, to say the least. Steve Carell plays as Blevin, Tom's boss who spends all day annoying his crew. The first episode premiered on NBC on June 3rd in 2004. Despite the all-star cast, ratings were terrible, and Come to Papa was panned by critics, with the general consensus being that it just wasn't funny. Writing was subpar, and audiences were very let down, because many people were excited for this new show. After episode 4 aired on June 24th, NBC canceled the show, leaving 8 episodes to never air. I checked out Come to Papa on IMDb and found 2 user reviews from 2004. The first one says, "It's a promising show and should be given a shot in the NBC schedule. This show is a breath of fresh air. It's not perfect, but after 4 episodes, neither was Cheers, Seinfeld, or even Friends." The reviewer goes on to say that there wasn't enough promotion, and to cancel the show after only a few shots would be incredibly short-sighted. I do agree with Norman's review, but that's just how it goes when you're airing on a big network. Immediate results are often expected. The second review, that was written a day later, is titled "Different but Good. Funny, but also makes you think." The first 4 episodes were quite entertaining, and it feels sad to read all the negative critics about this show that, in my opinion, has great potential. The reviewer goes on to state that Tom Papa has a unique sense of humor, which may be what scares the critics into talking down the show. These reviews are great and very well written. Too bad most people didn't give the show a chance. After Come to Papa was canceled, reruns were never shown, and the sitcom was mostly forgotten about. Today, what can be seen of the show is episode 1 and episode 3. Unless Tom owns the full series, I'm not sure if this sitcom will ever be found.
Gotham High was a concept for an animated series about teenage Bruce Wayne in high school with his enemies and allies. The idea came from Jeffrey Thomas, who had drawn a picture of a young Joker and Harley Quinn and showed it to DC. They liked it enough to try and make a series about it. The series was supposed to have Bruce Wayne making his way through high school with everyone representing a different social clique. It said that the show was lost in the shuffle and wound up cancelled. All we have of the show is some concept art, but there are rumors swirling that the series ended up being reworked into a comic book by Melissa De La Cruz and Thomas Patilli in December of 2020. Fries With That is a Canadian sitcom that ran for 2 seasons in 2004, following a group of high school friends, Patty, Robin, Tess, and Alex, working at a fast food joint called Bulky's under their manager Ben. The show is said to be inspired by a French comedy show, Une grenade avec ça, or A Grenade with That. The show had low ratings though, causing it to be cancelled. The show would air for the last time in 2010, when a new show took over their reruns. Despite the low ratings, the show won 3 awards. Even with that, it had no home media release. Nearly all episodes were lost until a YouTube user uploaded 16 episodes of the first season, but those would end up being blocked due to copyright. Currently, 18 out of 52 episodes are fully found and 1 partially found. Channel UMPTY was an educational program for children by Columbia TriStar that ran on Kids WB in 1997. The show followed the UMPTYs, a group of animals running an underground TV station while avoiding the Frumps. The show was said to teach the value in everyday things. Only 4 episodes are found, with the other 9 missing to this day. However, descriptions for all the episodes have been found on a German website.
The Cops was a planned animated series that was set to air on TBS as a new premiere show in 2018. It would follow 2 police officers, played by the creators of the show, Louis C.K. and Albert Brooks. An introduction line for the series says, quote, "Ride with them as they patrol one of the biggest cities in the world. Then go home with them and be glad you're not married to either." Louis was very popular at the time, so this new animated comedy series was expected to do very well. TBS ordered 10 episodes and production began. Promos were shown on TBS and fans got excited, and then the allegations against Louis C.K. started coming out. The New York Times printed an expose on the comedian and wrote about him doing strange acts in front of women. C.K. responded saying the stories are true, and that he used his position of power irresponsibly. In light of this, TBS canceled the show and stopped working with Louis altogether. It's unknown if all 10 episodes were complete, but we can see small clips of the Cops, so we at least know the pilot episode was finished. All that can be seen of this animated series today is some very short clips in a YouTube video titled "Coming Soon to TBS." And an interesting thing about that video is TBS still has the show on the thumbnail, almost showing you how big they wanted it to be. Cinematech is a show that first premiered on G4 in May of 2002. It shows trailers, cutscenes, and previews for old, current, and upcoming video games. What sets this show apart from other G4 mainstays like X-Play and Attack of the Show is that it had no host or narrator. Even though we love G4 hosts like Adam Sessler, Morgan Webb, and Kevin Pereira, Cinematech was a good break from the norm on the channel. This show was very popular with gamers in the early and mid 2000s, as it gave us the info and visuals we needed back when the internet wasn't as prominent as it is today. Cinematech produced 337 episodes and ran for nearly 5 years, coming to an end in 2007. After the cancellation, very few episodes have appeared online. A live blog of the show is available on TV Tropes where someone recorded episodes on a VHS back in the day. The person who owns these episodes was contacted, and after a long time, user 21gunshow got 9 DVD discs from user Barry Scary of TV Tropes, which was the person who did the live blogs. The DVDs contain more than 80 episodes of the show. These episodes are now available to watch on archive.org. I am glad that we can see a good portion of the show, but that still leaves more than 200 episodes lost. Seeing as how Cinematech ran for almost 5 years at a time when DVR recording was used by many households, I'm confident that the full series will be found one day. Ape Escape, or Saru Get You on Air, is a CGI anime series that is based on the popular Ape Escape games on the PlayStation. The story takes from the games Saru Saru Big Mission, Million Monkeys, and Ape Escape 3. When the evil Spectre gets a Peepo helmet, he gets smart and uses apes to wreak havoc across the world. Heroes Kakeru, Natsumi, Hiroki, and the Professor work together, capturing the monkeys and trying to stop Spectre. This show has a compelling storyline, and after a wild turn of events, we find out that Spectre is really Natsumi's pet monkey, Kuda, who was actually transformed and turned evil by the Peepotrons. This group put on a game in virtual space for our heroes to play. If they win, then Spectre will be let free to them. Spectre escapes before the group arrives to save him, and the group is then challenged by the Peopletrons. Spectre gets a reality check and realizes the good things that humans have done for monkeys. He then interrupts the tournament to protect Kakura, and finally returns to being Kuda, the pet monkey. Ape Escape on air ran from April 8th in 2006 to September 29th in 2007, spanning 2 seasons with a total of 77 episodes. After the show ended, reruns were very few and far between. Luckily, a playlist containing 54 episodes is available on YouTube. This leaves 23 currently lost. It seems like this show had a good following when it was airing, so hopefully all episodes were archived and will one day be released to the public. That is, 7 interesting pieces of lost media. Huge shout out to Kate's Place for helping me out with this video. She has been uploading some great lost media videos, so make sure to subscribe to her channel. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and smash that like button. It really helps me out, and if you turn your notifications on, you'll be notified soon as I upload the next video. Have a great day everyone, and until next time, stay up late productions.